Welcome to episode 256 Real Therapy, the place where we talk about how movies make us feel. I'm your host, Donavon Thompson, with my co-host,
Daniel Wingfield.
and today we continue our discussion with Peacemaker and Alien Earth as both series near their end. This is Real Therapy, and you know what that means.
They're gonna talk about how it makes them feel. They're gonna watch all the movie reels, cause it's Dan and Don in Real Therapy. It's real.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm so glad it's Friday. Really needed it to be Friday, and it is. So that's working well for me.
That's the best news I can also hear today. And yeah, so it's so weird that we have these two great shows during the week because it's so spread out. And last night I was like, oh man, I get to watch Peacemaker. It's Thursday night, and I plopped it on, and I just got so excited, and I was excited to hop on here today and talk to you about it.
Absolutely. And if you were subscribed to our channels or our podcast pages, you would have already been caught up with our discussions on Peacemaker. You can go back and check last week's episode right now. Had a lot of fun talking about Alien and fandoms and change and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow our Spotify, all that kind of stuff, because that really helps us. And you know what? I think it really helps you. So please do it.
This is an expedited episode because we both have hard outs today, so we will try to burn through this quickly.
And it also makes a little sense just because we're talking about the same show for the third week in a row. So there's not just quite as much meat on the bone in terms of just, and then now this has happened.
Yeah, and tease next week, we have actor Jason Scott Morgan on to break up the monotony of Peacemaker and Alien Earth, and he will be discussing his journey into acting and some of the roles he's been in. He's an Arkansas native, or at least he's resides there now with filmmaking, and so that's a good conversation. I'm glad people will hopefully check that out. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was very fun. Okay, so Peacemaker, season 2, episode 4. This is I believe the midway point of the season, and I automatically I want to say, how like in the penultimate episode of a show, like that episode, you see all the threads kind of coming together, and sometimes in that end of that episode, you'll see like a shot of every character, and you're like, oh, we're fixing to finally clash.
Right.
Normally, that's in the penultimate episode.
Yeah,
and this kind of is the penultimate episode in a way, because next week's episode of Peacemaker is the last one that reviewers got. And from what I understand, not even James Gunn's publicist and the people who made the show, they don't even know the last 3 episodes. Kind of like it's almost like not an epilogue, but like a big finale. So I kind of feel like this was almost like he always intended that. Like, this is the penultimate for like what I want people to know. You know what I'm saying, ahead of time.
Gotcha. And so I mean, I guess we have 4 more episodes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I totally feel you. I mean, like it almost felt like the last 2 episodes could have been like the build up to the finale of the show. And I think that's a credit to the show as well, because it feels like so much has happened in 4 episodes, right? Like the very opposite of a feeling we get with a lot of shows where it feels like they're dragging a 6 episode season into 8 or 10. You know what I mean? And so it's really refreshing just to be like, nope, there's no time. There's so much to do. There's so much story to tell you. Let's just get to it. And so, yeah, I mean, you're right. It feels like all the characters on like the cusp of like finishing their arc in a way that allows them to do whatever they need to do. But because we have 4 more episodes, you're like, well, some shit is about to go down that is not your typical character arc halfway through a show shit, which I think especially as writers, as storytellers, it's always fun when you see somebody shake up the formula and seem to be doing it well. I mean, we'll see how it all lands, but so far, no complaints.
Yeah, no. There's always the fear of, we're not back in that world this episode, the other dimension, but we're still getting the repercussions. Like, people are finally learning about, what John Cena's been doing. And part of that, we're getting repeat conversations, like we're being told what we already know, but it's also so fun. I was thinking this morning just kind of about the episode, and I was like, man, again, I love Superman. It's got its faults. I feel like I got to throw it in there, but James Gunn's like, where he needs to live is like Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. Like his kind of humor and like the crudeness of it too, in terms of just like, the language and just some of
Right.
the raunchiness of it. He's built for this kind of stuff more so than Superman. And
For sure.
a lot of great conversations and like a lot of great character moments, like, and just in terms of, I thought this is one of the funnier episodes this season so far, and I was just like laughing a lot. And anyway, I loved it. And like Economos, and his just stalling and delaying
Yeah. Yeah.
opening the thing, and then just also his back and forth with I'm going to say the lead
Yeah.
Argus member on the site, and of course I can't think of his name, but burn blindness guy. Then you had Michael Rooker come in, and he was fantastic
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
And I love even Economos's interactions with him, and then even while he was
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're set, that James Gunn's sitting there writing this thing, and he's like, oh, I can make Michael Rooker wear these like amulets and
Yeah.
be half
Yeah.
naked, and like that's what I'm going to do now because I like to torture my friends. And
Right. And
you
it's
know,
also kind of funny when he uses like people like that you're not supposed to like kind of make fun at things like cultural
yeah,
appropriation just as it's like, let's just to make this guy the most cultural appropriation guy ever. Let's just lean so hard into like that
yeah.
kind of cringe. It's great. And
And
then
you
the
can do
thing,
that when Economos is commenting on it right then.
absolutely, absolutely. And then of course the end where it seems like he really does have some sort of connection to some sort of power
Yeah,
and that was
my
great.
third
Like it
eye
was,
has been opened. Yeah,
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 and then like
yeah,
the whole blue fire shit, and then like he literally found out where they were because of this
yeah,
ritual. It's like that. It's also that fun thing where like I think Gunn likes to do that, where he shows you a character and like at first it's like this guy's an idiot. He has no like this guy clearly should not be here. He has no powers. He has no qualifications. And then later you find out it's almost like Polka Dot Man.
exactly. That's what I
You
was
know what I
thinking.
mean? Where it's like, why is this guy even here? What is this? And then he like is like the key to like defeating things and all this kind of shit. But he sadly dies, and that was on that. Like it's hilarious in the moment when it happens, and it feels in some ways narratively perfect. But it's also like he was one of the funniest characters. So like that was just like,
Yeah,
man, I wanted to see him more.
I will say a highlight, and then also something that also simultaneously disappointed me, was we got more of Rick Flag Sr. this season
Mm,
than any other episode.
yeah.
And I've always been a fan of Frank Grillo. Like everything he's been in, I've enjoyed. I like him. Like I remember him being a Warrior first with Joel Egerton and Tom Hardy.
Mm,
And so, but sometimes you never know. Like even though they're coming in, he's already voiced the character and all these kind of things, and you've seen him in Superman a little bit, but you've seen him like in an official capacity, but you haven't seen him yet like talking to someone like down to earth, and him talking to hardcore, and like his like understanding, like his empathy, like he's just kind of like, I get it,
yeah. Yeah.
and like his demeanor and his calmness. I'm like, man, I could watch this character forever. Like something about him in those scenes, I was like, oh man, now I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't get more Rick Flag Sr. other
Mm.
than like these glorified cameos. So I need more. I need a TV show. He's like the center of it or something.
Well, you got that as Creature Commandos, but
Yeah, he
yeah. I
kind of
mean,
wasn't though. He kind of like literally. I mean, he was, and he was
you're right.
billed as it, but he ended up becoming not that. But yes,
No, I mean he was the most normal person on the team, and therefore
and
the
it's
least
different.
interesting. So yeah,
He's kind of more cartoonized. Like he's got more energy, and he's got more.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I agree. I loved his scene with Harcourt. I thought that worked really well. Man, it's still so weird. Like it just feels like every time he's like, "Yeah, you," like it feels like he's like, "Just call me Rick," kind of that like, "You used to date my son, so we have this weird." But then it's like, I don't know, dude. She might be older than you. Like I don't like, you know what I
he's
mean?
just in
Like,
great shape, dude. He's the pinnacle of like I would
well,
kill
and so is
to be
she.
look
She's
like
like
him now
wasn't
or
she like an
later.
Olympic gymnast or something before she got into acting or something like
In
that?
real life. Oh, I don't know. She's in
Yeah,
great shape too. She's fantastic
and
also.
I think she does a bunch of her own stunts. Like she's
I'm
like,
sure she does.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so like, but it is kind of that like they're trying to have this like you like. It felt like they were trying to present as they said that they had at one time kind of a father daughter
Yeah.
vibe, but it just doesn't work when
Really?
the guy has like dyed black hair and she they look the same age, and so like it just to me that is a disconnect, and it is hard for me to believe that ever existed, and it just feels like they're acting like it did. You know what I
They
mean?
look like, to me, like 15, 20-year difference to me. But that's because also like I think there's this maybe ingrainedness of like old like people above 35, 40 are supposed to look like they're dying. That's like and they kind of did 20 years ago. And now it's kind of like, people are just looking better now. I mean, look at J-Lo, look at all these other actresses and actors. They're just like, oh, you're
Sure.
60, you look better than I do right now, and I'm 33. And I think,
Yeah, but that's also just genetics, and that I mean that happened before
well,
now. That's
yeah,
just a lot of
and
that's.
I would
I'm just saying,
argue
like
Frank Grillo
I
has
hear you. It's
great
just to me, it's a
genetics.
disconnect. Like it pulls me out of the story when they
Sure.
try to lean. I would just rather them not even do that. Don't pretend like there was that there. Make it professional. Like that to me is just like I wouldn't put that in there because you don't. It's not strong enough, and I think it pulls me out more than like
Well, again, I
makes me
think
believe they had a prior relationship.
their first continuity error has already hurt them a couple ways, and mainly with you, and that is they should have kept his hair gray from the
It would
cartoon.
help. It would. I don't know if it would fix it, but it would make him seem older for sure. I mean, it's not that his hair doesn't. It's like it's jet black. There's no gray anywhere. Like that's where it feels like that. Like he should have at least some grays. You know what I mean? Unless
Yeah,
he dyes his
again,
hair every month. I mean, like maybe he does. Maybe that's his character. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah,
a
I
little
get it.
bit. eh.
I know. I think Frank Grillo. He's still an actor, and he's doing other projects. And,
Oh, totally. Practically,
you
I
know,
get it. I don't blame him.
yeah,
But just as a
yeah. I get you.
storyteller, I'm like, that's a little.
Yeah.
That leaves a little bit to be desired. But
Frank,
they
if you're
did it. It
listening,
moved on, and I didn't have to care about it anymore, so it wasn't a big deal.
yeah, Frank, if you're listening, the moral of the story is that you're too damn sexy to be that old in the
Part
show,
of me
dude.
says like, I mean, makeup can do a lot, guys. I mean, just a little CGI can do a lot. Like, is it? To me, it's like, are there
Nah,
not?
give me
Are there not
Frank.
other?
Give me how
Can
he
we
is
put a
now. I
wig
like
on
it.
him? Can we put some? Can we spray his hair with washable hair gray stuff? They used that in theater department when I was young. I mean, that to me, where it's just like we didn't make any effort. Not just a little weird, but okay, it's fine. Let's go.
I'm okay with it. I think he's hot. I'm here for it. I like me some
Of
Frank
course,
Grillo.
he's hot, but he's too hot for the age he's trying to depict. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, he was just a really, really young dad, Daniel. That's what it was.
Yeah, like 10.
Just
He
very
was like 10
young.
years old.
Yeah. And so anyway, I'm loving the show. It's sad whenever I'm checking it. I'm like, oh my God, there's only 6 minutes left. And
Yeah.
again, I haven't felt this way in a show in a very long time. Maybe, it wasn't Peacemaker was the last one, but maybe it was Peacemaker. And
This episode felt a little shorter. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, but it just felt
like 46 or something, 46. I don't know. But, it's still, it's great. Again, it's sad that we'll be done in a couple episodes and then I'll have to
4 more
wait for
weeks. 4 more
the
weeks.
next thing.
A month.
Yeah.
We got a month of Peacemaker left.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so it's great. If you're not watching, everyone, check it out. We could dive more into other things about it, but I think we kind of move on to Alien Earth real quick. Yeah, Alien Earth. This one to me was, it's still a great episode. It's just a little weaker, just because I felt like, again, it's kind of a little bit of Peacemaker here, where like we're telling characters things we've already seen, and they're kind of getting up to speed, and like how do they react to it, which can be powerful, and obviously can move things in pieces. A little bit of that this episode. There were some interesting things with you know his name, but it's Timothy Olyphant's character, like kind of basically letting them do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fascinating. Of course, I like seeing the xenomorph. What is this, episode 6 now? I think it's
Maybe.
6.
Yeah.
So we have 2 to go. So next week is the penultimate. So I suspect things to get really gnarly next episode.
Well, and by the end of this one, shit was going down. I mean,
Yeah, for
to
sure.
the credit, at the back half of the episode is pretty loaded with big events, right?
Yeah.
Like things we know have been coming, and then some things we didn't necessarily know that were coming. I mean, like the bugs that eat metal. Like I don't know if we had seen that before, and that had been hinted at, and I just didn't pick up on it before. That like, oh, some of these bugs are harmful to like metal things, but
didn't
clearly
the
underscored
xenomorph
that like,
hurt?
huh?
Didn't the xenomorph hurt one of them in the first episode or episode 2, like the acid or something? Like I would assume the acid can
think
melt
so.
these things because it melts everything else. It can melt holes of
Acid,
ships.
but that's their blood, right? So they kind of have to be hurt to get to that.
No,
It's not
she
like
was she was whipping ass if I remember correctly.
no,
in the
yeah, I
first
think. I
episode,
mean, I
so.
think the acid, but this is a creature that targets
Sure.
metal-based things. The Xeno does not want
Which
to
was
come after you
surprising.
naturally. So it's like, oh shit, one of these things will specifically come for the synthetic and cyborgy people. Like that's its dinner. Not
It was
just
also
get in
implied
my way.
it was also implied that they like, killed him on purpose.
What
Like the Timothy Olyphant or whatever. It's kind of like, once they get too big, we kind of or what I'm saying, like there was that
killed who on
VO
purpose?
from the boy who gets killed by the bug.
I didn't
Because there's a VO like as he's dying of
mm,
Boy Cavalier, and the VO's like literally like, yeah, once you become too big around here, then you have to leave the island or something like that or
interesting.
whatever. And I was kind of like, whoa,
I didn't
weird.
read it as he wanted it to happen. I read it as he was fine with it happening. But like, I mean, he just told him to
Sure,
go feed
maybe.
him, and then the sheep headbutted the thing and made him fall in. I don't think he could have foresaw that. You know
No,
what I mean? I don't think he
yeah,
planned that.
yeah, I don't either. But again, just having that VO was kind of like it felt a little purposeful, in terms of
Well, I think he is
actions.
purposefully not doing anything. He is
Well, yeah,
purposely like,
yeah, and
I'm just going
arguably
to watch
right.
and see what happens.
Inaction is the same as action, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, and then we got I mean, I liked the stuff with Wendy and the therapist, and then like her realizing the redheaded memory's been lost, and realizing like, wait, you can just do that to it. Like, they're starting to like break down these other layers of trust in the relationships. That's compelling. I felt like that was compelling, and then I liked the stuff with her husband and the stuff like even him getting the Xeno. What's funny is I didn't realize that guy was in Jen Gerber's movie, right?
is he? Oh, and
He
the one
was
that.
he was
Oh, yeah,
in
that's the main guy,
he's
isn't
the
it?
preacher in her movie.
Oh,
He was
yeah. What's
Zazie
that movie
Beetz'
called?
boyfriend at the time. I like
Oh,
awkwardly shook hands with him at the Hot Springs Doc Fest in like 2018 because I was
why
working it
awkwardly? How'd that happen?
like
What's that mean?
like or maybe when I probably just like awkwardly like nodded at like him and Zazie and Steven Stanley were like talking, and I just awkwardly walked up and pretended like I was part of the group because
Oh,
you know what I mean,
gotcha.
like as you do in these parties.
I
And well, I
hate doing that.
understand
I've
Steve.
done it, but I hate
Oh,
it. It's so
it's
weird.
miserable. It's miserable, yeah. But so I think we probably like awkwardly met eyes and nodded slightly at each other, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
okay,
So
gotcha.
you could say I know him.
You can say you're best friends,
You
right?
could
let's
say
just
that.
cut
I've
to the
heard some
chase.
people say that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, what was it? The double connection was like, wait, he's the guy in Fargo. Wait, he's the guy. Like, it was kind of this like,
Took a minute,
wait,
huh?
I didn't even realize when I was watching Fargo who this guy was. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it was just kind of that. Oh, this guy's kind of getting work now, isn't he? He's becoming
He's a good actor.
he does a really good normal dude. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
kind of has this naturally whiny voice that works really.
Yeah.
I was like, like
He's perfect for the scientist leaving, and his work
the
doesn't want to be
scientist that has an
destroyed.
ethical dilemma and isn't willing
Yeah.
to do it, and therefore is a victim. Yeah,
Yeah, he is perfect for that role. And
he
so
would do.
perfectly
He could
cast.
play the exact same role in like a Jurassic Park movie. Like literally
and,
just
like,
change nothing, and it's the same role.
I expect him to be typecast after this. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, man, if you get work,
yeah.
I'd
no,
take
I'm not knocking it. I'm just
Hey
saying,
Hollywood,
like,
you can
he's.
typecast me if you want. I'll
please,
have
yeah.
steady work for decades,
Yeah.
please.
I can't promise Frank Grillo, aging, but I'll stick in there. So yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like we have a little different opinion on this. Again, I was kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of feeling a little bit of, I wanted more to happen. I know last week's episode was the flashback. Of course, we had lots of horror stuff and those kind of things. And I get the sentiment like, oh, last week we gave you this, so this week we're gonna take a break. But I don't know. I still
hear
think
you.
it's great. I still loved it. I do got to say though, I am obsessed with, and I think I said this a couple episodes ago. I'm not sure. I'm obsessed with the opening of this show. Whenever you like the way they
The
kind of
words come in.
the words coming in, the way they
Yeah.
do the jump cut, like kind of glitchy kind of thing. And I don't know what it is, but when it kicks into like the like that thing, and like you hear like this demonic, like almost like countdown or something happening, that I'm like, that has got to be one of my favorite TV openings of all time. Like it's like a perfect musical cue or something. I don't know what it is.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I think the sound and editing of this show should probably win some awards because it's been fantastic. It's even like they use a lot of crossfades, but I
It's
don't mind them
it's
too
classic.
much.
It's classic Aliens when it's like Sigourney Weaver's head becomes the
Yes,
Earth. It's like
right.
classical 90s,
And
80s
it's
stuff.
and they're really. I love those kind of like. I love when directors do that well. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
really satisfying feeling when they like do it really well. Or like, I love it when like part of the screen does it first, and then you don't even
Yeah.
like it takes you a minute to kind of contextualize what you're even looking at. Anyway, yeah, no,
Well, it
I agree.
works
I think it's great.
thematically because
Yeah.
it's like, there's all these moving pieces, all these different people, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there'll be a conversation and they'll fade into like this other guy standing there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in his own thing, but it's tied to him, but then it fades
Right.
again at the same time to like a different scene. So it's like you're getting three things at once, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, don't forget about that guy. Like he's also kind of part of that too. And then like we're here, and it's like, it is unique, but it feels kind of ethereal and kind of feels like, I don't know, it kind of matches the
Yeah.
sci-fi, um, questioning where we're from or questioning like our, immortality and just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
evolution. It kind of feels like the flow and vibe of all that.
It does.
So I'm liking
I
it.
will
I'm
say,
loving it.
I did really love the negotiation scene. I thought that was really
It's
fun.
fun. Yeah.
And I liked Boy Cavil. I mean, he's a very easy to hate and like very intentionally easy to like not like character, cringy,
Yeah.
annoying, all that kind of stuff. But there was some satisfaction in the way he handled it. That was just there's just some fun watching one character kind of cockily get one over another character when they're both kind of bad people. Like there's just some
Yeah.
and then that conversation in the elevator with Morrow and Kirsch afterwards was really nice. Like as they're like kind of threatening each other, like they keep insulting each other, look at you wanting to do the only thing you can't do, feel like they keep making these
Yeah.
basically like
That was great.
either synthetic or cyborg racist comments to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're basically like stereotyping each other and trying to insult each other. And but one of these doesn't have feelings, so it feels unfair. But
Yeah. No, I agree. That was a great moment. And again, I liked the episode a lot. I just felt like I might need it a little bit more, and I feel like we're fixing to get to a head here. And I can already tell you, this show is probably going to end on a cliffhanger, and I'm going to be very upset about it. And I'm hoping we don't have a 2-year wait to season.
I saw an article saying that Noah Hawley's almost done like planning season 2, at least writing, like planning the narrative.
Good.
So that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll get. I'm hoping. I mean, I think some things will be resolved. I think Boy Cavalier probably dies.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's expendable enough. But I think you're right. I mean, I think Wendy will survive. I think Wendy will be the
100%.
big cliffhanger. What's happening with her? Where does she end
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Where's she going? That'll be the cliffhanger, I think.
I agree. I mean, I expect
maybe
the
Morrow.
aliens to be.
Like I could see a version where like the show ends up where Morrow and Wendy are kind of teamed up now.
Oh, I can see
going to
that too.
take down the corpse. Like let's just
For
fuck
sure.
up the corporations this time.
I'm surprised that he's so aligned with them, and it feels like,
It feels
Yeah.
like he could easily be unaligned with them because now
Yeah.
that we know how this is only about the money and his daughter, and that they kind of manipulated him. Like you kind of understand it, but
yeah, maybe it always has been. Maybe it's like he's always been this secret double agent thing, and he's like,
yeah.
I'm just doing all this I'm going to destroy all of you.
Yeah, no,
Maybe.
I mean, like, and I think my big question is something they haven't addressed, but I think might come up. Where's his daughter now? Is she still alive? Has he tried to reach out to her? Like,
It
to
feels
me,
like it's been
that could.
60 years.
I mean, if he
since
finds
then.
out she's dead and none of this mattered anyway, I mean, that could be like the breaking point of like, why am I fucking working for these monsters?
Well, again, that's why I think maybe he's already there, and we haven't caught up that.
He may be.
yet, which kind of makes sense, which will make him a more of a hero character.
Well, he's
just
already
basically
so much less evil than he felt like in the beginning. Like he feels so much more gray, so much more complex than just like the evil corporate stooge that was like trying to like manipulate a child that he was in like episode 2.
And it definitely is probably more anti-hero because it's like he doesn't care who he sacrifices or who he hurts.
No, no, for sure.
But
for sure.
he could for his ultimate end goal, and it's kind of like, and it's to like get the big bads, and sometimes, and like his perspective, sometimes you have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Before we go, we like to highlight one last thing that may or may not be TV or movie related. Daniel?
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight the new season of Rick and Morty. It just dropped on Hulu
Mm-hmm.
and HBO. It's the full season is out now, which is awesome. We've only watched the first episode, but it was really fun. Very much felt like a like to me the best Rick and Morty episodes are the ones that feel like fucked up Star Trek episodes. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like where it's playing with some sort of like mental or emotional idea, but in the most zany sci-fi crazy setting you could imagine to play with that idea, basically, right? And so that was exactly what episode 1 was. A really fun, zany, oh, I feel like I've seen this episode of Star Trek, but not like this kind of like, kind of thing. And I loved it. I'm all about that kind of stuff. The thing with Rick and Morty is like they actually have progressed the characters a bunch. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dad lives with them anymore. I think I can't remember what happens at the, but like unlike most animated shows, these characters have actually changed over the seasons. Like that's usually a big no-no, right? Don't change it. Don't change the formula. Don't change what works. But they don't do that. They really change them. They make them evolve. And so it's fun because they're getting into the same scenarios they used to, but they're very different characters now. And they react to those very differently than they used to. And that adds some variety, even if you're like, yes, we've had episodes like this or this, tonally or like with fun sci-fi concepts, but it feels like a different cast and they're reacting to it differently and they behave like it's just like the things that the way they react to Rick or how they'll respond to him. It's just like that's not a season 1 or 2 thing. That's not a season 3 thing. This is anyway. So yeah, I like it. I know it's not like as cool of a show to like anymore. I've still always enjoyed it. I've always liked the writing. I've always liked the existential scientific shit they deal with. But new season seems to be good. I'm happy.
I love it. As you know, I've watched it. We're trying to catch up, and still got a few seasons to go. But I've been really liking it. And yeah, people are lame. They're like, this show's cool now, so I don't want to like it anymore.
Well,
I'm
it
like,
got too
dude,
popular,
whatever.
and then to be fair, some people got really cringy with how they liked it, and so like it had the problem of being one of the most popular TV shows of at the time for a time. Look at all that Szechuan sauce stupid shit was going down. Like it
Yeah.
was like McDonald's had Rick and Morty toys. Like you know what I mean? Like what the fuck? And so
Yeah.
like I think
I'm
it
still
just
okay with it.
it fell victim to its own success to a degree.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and then of course the whole thing with Justin, I can't remember his last name.
Royland.
Royland. Yeah, man, that guy disappeared. Yeah, the whole thing that happened with him, and they changed voice actors, so you probably lost some people that just, I want the old way. I can't tell the difference. I still enjoy it. The writing never changed because he wasn't even a part of the writing for like the last few seasons he was in. He was just
Sure.
the voice actor, so it feels like the same show, and I'm happy.
Makes me want to go back and watch Community because I was thinking about Dan Harmon.
Oh.
My before we go, real quick, is another show on Hulu. It's King of the Hill has come back for their, I think, 8th or 9th season. I honestly, I just couldn't think of it before we go. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great show that I almost have finished this season. It's great, dude. If you like King of the Hill, it's back to form. Some of the characters
dude.
have grown up.
I've watched like
And
the
so
first 3 episodes, I think.
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Fantastic. I think it's
Yeah,
better,
it's-
honestly, in some ways than like
It is. Yeah.
it's better. It's easier to relate to because it's like about modern things. Like that is a thing of like King of the Hill is amazing. It is absolutely like it time capsules a time period culturally because that's all
Yeah.
about like Southern culture and current events that were happening and how this little family was reacting to it. So some of it feels very time capsuled and like, there's episodes of Hank learning that gay people aren't evil. It's like that kind of like the lessons we were learning in the 90s is very different than the lessons we've learned or are learning this year. And I loved like it's like that first episode when he's trying to figure out what the gender fluid bathroom, like it's so nice because it's like they're just straight up throwing them into the deep end of like this world that we're now in, but they're still like Peggy and Hank, like they're nice, they're
Yeah.
smart, they aren't bigots.
I don't feel like they're punching down on them at all, which I was appreciative of. I was afraid they were going to like make them the butt
No,
of
they
a,
seem
like a joke.
they seem naive but very sweet and
Yes.
and earnest
Good intent and good intentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really love the opening intro where it like kind of just shows what happened in between. And I totally forgot. Like I don't even know if I've seen the finale, but they just moved to Saudi Arabia
That's not the finale. Yeah. That's not
okay. Yeah. Well, it's like
the finale is literally
sense. Like, there's a lot of propane over there, but
yeah. No, I think it's a great. Also, something I never would have ever imagined was Hank is in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, but then you pop over there and it's like they've built this small Americanized city that they lived in, and I love the Peggy where Peggy's like talking to the cab driver, and she's like, I was just at Saudi Arabia and I can't understand you. What are you speaking? And he's like, Arabic. Yeah. He's like, but I just understood. Like, it's the perfect, like, I'm an American. I know how to speak this language, but I don't understand you. Are you sure you're saying it right, person from this country?
She's the ultimate. She's great at everything, and she doesn't understand when people. She's always been that way.
Again, it's played for laughs, but it's not played like they're. It's really done well. And I love Bobby. I love that he's this like
the Rabata thing. I love it. Yeah,
I love. Well, yeah, Rabata, right? But just the barbecue Japanese fusion, like whatever the hell. And he's just like, honestly, like Bobby, grown up Bobby's really fun. I feel like he's just.
Yeah.
I like that they kept him the same person. And even just the idea of Bobby in the old show was just, it's like there's this traditional Southern family that has kind of an effeminate son, but he is still straight. He just has a little bit of he has a little softer side than most people associate with men in the South kind of thing. And I like that they've kept that consistent. He's a nice character you don't get a lot of in media where they're nuanced and they have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but they're really just this. And so it's nice for him to be back. I like the little shenanigans he's been getting into. And
Me too. I need to finish it. I'm loving it so far. I'm almost done with it. And my only complaint we gotta get off here is Boomhauer's voice is not like it used to be. It's the same guy, I guess, the first few episodes.
I didn't even noticed.
But yeah, his voice does not sound correct. And I believe he passed away like during recording or whatever. And but anyway, I think for some interesting reasons why he passed away, which we can look it up later. Okay. But anyway, that's the only thing that's like, this feels kind of weird. Doesn't feel like that's the only thing because I love Dale in the show and it's just odd at the moment. But anyway, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast, youtube.com/@realtherapypod. And of course, we're on all podcast services like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. If you can, leave us a 5-star review. We only accept 5-star reviews, so don't even try leaving us anything below that. It's always fun talking to you.
The monster from the movie It Follows will follow you if you don't leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, and to get rid of it, you have to leave a.
The sequel's about reviews, not sex.
Yep.
It ups the ante.
It ups. Yeah,
the stakes have been raised.
Yeah, and they're going international in the sequel. And so do all that stuff. Help us out. We really appreciate it. Of course, we're back next week with Jason Scott Morgan. Then we'll be back to talk. Probably the end of Alien Earth, I think, with Luke Irvin, I believe. Ooh. So it'll be a fun time. We have fun stuff around the corner, and I'm excited to get to it. My name is Donavon Thompson.
I'm Daniel Wingfield.
And we'll see you at your next session.
Real Therapy is brought to you by 241 Studios and viewers like you. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to tune in every Friday at 3 p.m. for a new session with Daniel and Donavon. And remember, they're gonna talk about how it makes them feel. They're gonna watch all the movie reels, 'cause it's Dan and Don.